Today I will start serving you my signature berries as the first part. And the coffee I'll be using for that is a Caturra soaked in geisha mucilates. It's an experiment we started 4 years ago with a small pot from Vivian and Fernando's kitchen, Alejo Castro's parents. We are in Costa Rica at Volcan Azul, nearby the Poas volcano at the West Valley area. For my milk berries and espresso, I'll be using a geisha, same line as the espresso I'll be using for my signature drink. So in 2018, I was in Costa Rica, visiting Alejo Castro, and I was having a talk together with him in the wet mill while the geisha was being depulped. And seeing all this sugar just wash down the drain gave me this idea. I want to merge the geisha, the mucilates, together with a coffee which is less complex because it's known for its citric flavor. So I chose the Caturra, which is known for its chocolatey flavor and body flavor, but still meaning both coffees intact, being transparent in my signature drink. That's important. So after several tests and experiments, I soaked the Caturra in water for 24 hours, enforcing a enzymatic process. Then I drained the tank, and after this, the geisha was being picked, and all the remaining sugars, when it was depulped, was added into the tank together with the fermented coffee, the coffee cherries. After 24-hour fermentation, we drained the tank, and in total 48-hour fermentation on 15 degrees. The cherries was carried to the drying beds for 9 days for fermentation and drying, and ended up 24 hours in the Guardilos homogenized drying process. Now, going back to the tank again, because I want to use this remaining coffee skin from the fermented tank as a part of my signature drink, but with a modern twist. I want inspired by the Nordic kitchen, making a coffee bulb. I used calcium and alginate, encapsulating all the remaining flavors, the sweet flavors from the coffee tank. I will get back to this. But first, I would like to start adding my lemon puree into your signature drink. I'll be using 5 ml of this, and this will represent my acidity. Oh, wrong glass. There you go. The next one I'll be adding in is this coffee bulb. And this all started in a thermomixer using water, lemon, and a little bit of citric. So it was made in there for 8 minutes. And after this, I added calcium, bedded in alginate. So I create this membrane around the coffee bulb, like this. I will explain to that later. The next element I'll be adding in is reducted butter. I'll be only using a little bit of that to represent texture and umami. So I reducted that, and left you have only the vyra, which is the proteins, and that will give a long-lasting aftertaste. Now, I'm going to use 21 grams of coffee, and my target mass is 38 grams out, and I'll just make my espresso for your signature drink. I'll be adding this into a siphon, and together with this, I will infuse it together with 20 grams of tangerine, reduced tangerine syrup. If I get in. Now, judges, if you would like to reverse the experience which I just told you, so you will have a fluffy, foamy texture of tangerine and chocolate. Next sip, you'll have a lemon puree experience. Acidity. Third sip, I need you to complete the drink in full, because that resembles the feeling I have when I'm at the farm chewing on the coffee cherry. The first bite, the elderflower sweetness. And the last sip, you have texture and umami, which is the reduced butter. Judges, please enjoy. And remember to take it in full sips, please. Now, judges, I hope you've enjoyed my second drink. The next one is your milk berries. I have frozen milk and defrosted it. Mixed it 50-50. So you have all the remains of the proteins, the sugar, the fat, leaving you the experience to have a nice tactile mouthfeel. I'll be adding 100 grams of coffee, or 100 grams of milk into your milk berries. And judges, can you please take a sip immediately when I serve it to you? As I like this nice creamy texture of my milk berries. There you go. Enjoy. The coffee I'm using for my espresso milk is Acacia, picked with a sugar content on 28% at 1650 meters. There you go. Enjoy. Oh, sorry. There. I have extended the fermentation, so you'll get a long-lasting aftertaste and finish. So the extension fermentation on the coffee was on 5 days. So we ended up with a lower sugar content, but enough to just maintain all the flavors intact, the sweetness, which I like in my espresso coffee. I have worked together with a local pottery making this nice soft bend on the cup, ensuring this nice tactile mouthfeel. In the cup profile, you will have melted vanilla ice cream, coconut milk, a little bit of brown sugar, and a hint of orange peel. There you go, please enjoy. While you enjoy my espresso milk, I'll continue with my last course, which is your espressos. Judges, I'll be using 21 grams of coffee, and my target mass is 38 grams out. The coffee has a medium weight, medium acidity, medium body, and medium sweetness. It was very important for me when I experimented with this coffee that I still maintained all the nice sweet flavors of the geisha, the citric flavors. So you have a long-lasting aftertaste, which is velvety and clean. Now, when I serve this to you, can you please inspect the crema and don't touch it yet? Thank you. If you swirl 3 times, smell the aroma, you'll have bergamot. Swirl again, you'll have bergamot, dried mango, and lemongrass. And that lemongrass reminds me of the Japanese citrus fruit called yuzu. Judges, please take a sip. So meanwhile, you enjoy my espresso. I will definitely also talk a little bit about my roasting profile, because when changing one element in the system, the rest have to follow. We have a higher intensity of lactic acid and sugars which are simplified. So the roasting profile is lowered at the end of the roasting, so I still maintain all these nice velvety texture flavor in my espresso. I like to remind you, this started with a small pot from Vivian Fernando's kitchen and has now scaled up with 10 tanks of 150 kilos, benefiting other roasters around the world and you now. Judges, this is my time.